Newsflash, we are all different. Yup, you, me, every one of us is unique. This, of course, leads to cultural differences in how we perceive ourselves and others and how we communicate. I have researched the difference between the Eastern and Western world cultures. Different cultures have different beliefs. These beliefs shape the way they communicate. Cultures can be individualistic or collectivist. They can be high or low context, and they can also differ in regards to power balance. Today, I will explore these differences. So let's get started. First, we will look at the difference between individualistic and collectivist societies and determine which culture believes what. When we talk about collectivist culture, we mean a culture that's focus is on the whole culture as a team. Group and teamwork approaches define how they accomplish tasks and communicate. You will find that members of this group are often humble and not boastful of individual accomplishments. Their communication style is more indirect and structured to avoid conflict. Avoiding eye contact is common and gesturing is typically minimized. You will find that the collectivist culture in the East, including Korea, Japan, and China. In comparison, let's look at the individualist cultures. The culture puts much more stock in the individual, hence the name. Individual accomplishments are considered greater achievements, and often humility takes a backseat. The advancement of the group is less of a priority. Communication style tends to be direct, problem-oriented, and not structured to avoid conflict. So now that we know a little about the two cultures, let's try to define which one is high context and which one is low context. High context cultures are described as societies that place high value in the social hierarchy. Familial and group relationships are honored and respected. Management and government make rules, and these are followed without question. You will see this much more in the East versus the West. In contrast, let's see how low context cultures differ. Low context cultures, again, are centered on the self and not the group. Communication is perceived to be less personal and surface-oriented. Family, while important, does not hold the same honor as in the East, and members of low-context societies such as Western Europe and the US are more prone to buck the establishment than those in a high-context society. We are learning many ways in which Eastern and Western culture are different. Now let's talk power distance. Power distance refers to how a society views separation of leaders and followers. Eastern cultures tend to have more respect for authority, while Western cultures question government and authoritative roles. So, I think we can see, while the nature of being humans means we are all alike, our many cultural differences tend to separate us and necessitate understanding amongst different groups. In conclusion, Eastern cultures such as those in Korea, Japan, and China are collectivist in nature. These cultures tend to also be high context cultures and have a very distinct power structure. In comparison, Western cultures such as North America and Western Europe are more individualistic and low context. The power difference is much less defined in Western cultures. Thank you.